Hello and welcome to another Elliott with analysis. So now I'll be talking about Bitcoin. Okay, to clarify, this Bitcoin idea is really riding on the Ethereum idea that I published just minutes ago. Right. So let me see. So over at the other the one that I just published 12 minutes ago, right? I mentioned that Ethereum is going on to wave three, right? If you're interested, you can take a look at the idea, right? So for me, Bitcoin is the wave itself is not that clear, right? And also on the 11th of May, right? I call for a Bitcoin neutral to bullish, right? It in itself is a neutral idea, right? You see, there's no long or short; it's a neutral idea. Okay. Now, what happened since then, right? This is the 11th of May, right? Is that you see that Bitcoin did make a new high, right? So over here, there is a choice of whether you want to move this wave all the way up to the high here, okay? But I will not move it. Okay, so why would this be allowed is if you are going on to a higher time frame, right? You can't really see the wave breakdown, right? And if you don't do Fibonacci extension, right, you will naturally just move this whole thing up to the highest point. Now, but for me, right, it's very tempting to move this up, right? You can always find a way to break this down into three waves so that it becomes an ending diagonal. Okay, but this is not what I would do, right? Um, what I think I can do over here is I will do something like this, right? So this becomes a irregular correction. Okay, let me just check whether this yeah, okay, let's call this right, entire wave as wave one. Okay, and then over here will be a wave two. Now this will be a very short one. Okay, and then what happens over here, right? This looks like a symmetric triangle. Okay, over here I think my preference will be something like this: one, two, three, four, and five. Okay, and then I have another um, ABC. Okay, let's change this degree first. For now, let me just put this as intermediate, and then okay, we shall keep this. Let me see. Okay, to be consistent with the previous one, let's make this as minor. Here will also be a minor wave. Okay, over here you can see that we also have a breakdown, right? For now, this is really more for completeness sake, right? It doesn't really uh matter the breakdown over here. Okay, then over here you will see this. I don't really like this, and I think a lot of along with purists will not like this also. Right. So what we have here will be a breakdown as such. Okay. So what are we looking at over here? Okay. Now, if I've identified this as a wave two, right, then this will be a wave one of three. Right. This five wave here, wave one of three. Okay. And then I will have this as a wave two of three. And over here, this five way up will be a wave one of uh, 3 of 3, and over here will be a wave 2 of 3 of 3. Okay, this will be how I break down this wave. Okay, and what this means is that if I go long here, right, I like to be realistic in terms of since I point out to you at this point in time, and this is a price, then this is where I'll place the entry. Right, so over here, the target is going to be really really high. Okay, because if you're going to use wave one as a target, like 74,000 to, what is this price? Uh, let's use this, right? Use this instead of this. 74,000 to is both 30,000, right? So if I use this as the first wave, 30,000 will be 130,000, right? And if you are going to use like 1.618 times, right? What are we looking at? Okay, we are looking at about 148,000. Okay, so I will not really try to draw this all the way up, right? Because in the first place, it does look ridiculous in terms of the risk reward, right? But I believe that it should be one that you can hold. And as for the stop loss, right, it really depends on how much you can handle, right? If you are very very aggressive, right, you are a very active trader rather, right, you can always re-enter. You will set a stop loss maybe just below this low here, right? But if you're not, as most people who are working or whatever, right, uh give yourself some leeway, all the way to this bottom C here. Okay, or a more, yeah, this is what I would rather suggest. If you can stomach the risk, just 100,000 itself is also fine. Okay, because the no matter how you adjust this, the risk reward is still super good, right? If you're just looking at 1:1, it will be like 130,000. And then if you risk what, 3,000, uh it is a 1:10 risk reward ratio. I'll just leave this here, right? And as usual, I'll put in this arrow. Okay, maybe I will show the daily over here. Okay, so it's at the high, so it doesn't look so nice. So let's leave this here. Okay, so this will be for Bitcoin. So that's it, and good luck in your trading, and always manage your risk. Thank you.